Welcome.
Welcome, everybody, to the VHS podcast. I am your host, Curtis, and this is...
Son.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as you can see, our production value has gone up just a little bit.
Yeah, we're on video now.
Yeah, we're actually video. We're on video. Duh. So yeah, welcome to episode 2 of the VHS podcast, and this is going to be all about fashion and brands. But before we get into anything, let's talk about recent movies that we watched, because we just want to talk about it because we're nerds.
Yep.
So me and Son recently both watched Captain Marvel and Us. I think, I don't know, whatever we want to talk about first.
We talked about it last time. I know Us was one of the most anticipated movies I want to see.
Yep.
I wouldn't say it disappointed 100%. I love the movie. Some things, I don't want... Are we talking spoilers now? Or...
No, okay, yeah, spoiler alert. All right, we said it.
Alright, fine. Okay, I mean, the ending is obviously the biggest switch up. Overall, we'll talk about it in a second. The movie was shot beautifully. It kept me engaged most of the time. I gotta say, it was slow at times, but I was always in wonder and curious, trying to predict things going on. I like the ambiguity of all the creepiness and kind of the coincidences that were happening in the beginning. That was really cool. But yeah, I think towards the end, it really got me gripped in, and then that ending kind of threw me off balance because, like we talked about earlier, we both expected it. I expected it right in the beginning, but then I lost that prediction down the line because I think I kind of just stopped thinking about it. And then when it came back at the end, I was like, oh yeah, I thought about that earlier. But then to me, it didn't make sense because it was the whole thing that ending flips the whole story around.
Yeah.
But not in the way that you can kind of grasp right there and then. I had to think about that shit for 2 days, man.
Yeah. I think it was shot really well. Story wise, yeah, I agree with you. I feel like it could have been better. But and I think predicting wise, I think it was too easy. I thought because the mind of Jordan Peele, especially in Get Out, I feel like a lot of his themes in that, some things I didn't predict in that movie, but with this one, I predicted it more.
You did?
So yeah, and I already knew that, spoilers, just so you know, I already knew that she, they switched, and then she was and then I was because it gave away a clue because how could she talk?
Yeah, right.
So I don't know. I thought that was not the best story.
Yeah, you're a smart movie watcher.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
I am a smart movie watcher. Of all the brains, my level over 9,000.
Oh yeah. But overall, one thing I loved about the movie is that one scene, and then fight scene, where it's intercutting between the dancing and the music. God damn, I was my mind was just on another level watching that. I was about to cry. I was that good. Yeah. It was the music, I think, was the best part of for me. And
when they did the remix of I Got 5 on it, and then they used the instrumentals of it and the violins, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
It was really good. Score wise, and I think the way it was shot.
He knows how to make a beautiful film.
And
there's no doubt about that.
The sound too of it, I think the sound quality was really nice. I think my favorite shot, my favorite shot in that movie was when they were walking on the beach, and I said before, you could see the shadows of them. It
that was cool.
The theme of the movie.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, when she was in the fun house or the Hall of Mirrors, I thought the lighting in there was really nice.
That was cool.
And then one more is when they did that. Was it a one shot? When they were trying to get into the house. Was part of that a one shot because they were?
Oh, the kids.
The kids.
Yeah,
and everything.
I think it was.
It felt like it.
It felt like
Yeah. But
dude, those kids are savage, man.
Dude,
that was sick. She popped up. I know, didn't hesitate at the golf club. Was
boom! I know.
Get out of here,
dude. Honestly, no, that's how horror movies should be. It's don't be a pussy. Just if you're trying to survive, don't be a fucking pussy. Just kill them. If you need to kill them, if they're gonna attack you, if they're going for you, don't just I don't know. Some horror movies that I've seen,
they just freeze.
Yeah,
they
freeze
run and then trip and then
and then they die.
Anyway, but it was good. And then one thing, the costume design for the tethered was like that was
On
really
point.
good. Yeah, like
On point.
I don't even know how to explain it. Like the gold scissors you were talking about earlier was like perfect contrast with the gold, and like the leather red. Was it leather? I don't even know, but like it was like a matte red.
Yeah, it
looks really good.
Yeah, it was really nice. And I liked the theme of like, was it Jeremiah 11:11?
Yeah,
Dude, that theme was like, it was a little creepy because
I'm not versed. I don't really get it, but I did understand how the coincidence and creepiness of it.
Other than that, rating wise, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. I think the story kind of lacked just a little bit, but other than that, like I love the shots, I love the music, the characters were great, the acting was good.
Most of it was all.
Yeah.
And shots were great. I think I'm gonna give it a 7, solid 7.
Oh man, that's hard.
Because I know I loved it, but and we can talk all day about
C
that.
rating? I was graceful. I got a B.
Fine, 7.5. Okay, give it that half. But like, I think I love the movie so much. Like it kind of met all my expectations except for that last bit. Like they didn't just cross my finish line that I wanted it to with the correlation between the twist. I can't fucking talk. All right. But yeah, other than that, like it was just a beautiful film, and we could talk all day about how the ending can like kind of intercut with the rest of the story, what it actually means. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it's a lot of. I had to use a lot of brain power to have to like mix all to grasp the entire thing, which I think was his point.
Yeah.
And I like that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it was almost non-understandable at some points for me.
No, I understand that.
Like, I'm not stupid, okay? I
No,
know
no,
films, but this time I feel like I was working too hard to try to get.
Brain power of me, but no, I'm just playing. But I don't know. Like I think. Well, I mean, the theme of that was like when he saw, what was it, the Arms Across America?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know the shot when they were going over the hills right at the end,
yeah.
And then you can see it. It kind of corresponds with the whole theme of that. He thought, I guess, like when I watched the Insider video on like the whole explanation of Us, they basically said like that was his inspiration, the Hands Across America, when all like, and like the president and everybody like in the Reagan administration and everything, they all did that. That was the whole inspiration for the tethered to become like joint and everything. So, I mean, are you thinking about what happens after that, the fact of that?
That too.
Like,
yeah, because the whole world has gone to shit.
I know.
So,
but isn't it kind of crazy that like they only have scissors?
I know, man. They kill the entire world with scissors.
No offense, like, but we have artillery and all that shit. Like, why can't they just bomb them? Like,
I know, yeah.
It's like, oh, we need to get rid of these people. Like, just like put napalm on them or something.
I know, yeah. That doesn't.
That part, like,
sense.
I didn't understand. Like,
I don't know. I guess we'll never know. Maybe he'll make a sequel. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think he's really a sequel person.
I don't think so.
Do you? They said that in the Insider video that I watched. They said that it's like in the same universe as Get Out.
Yeah.
So
I can see that. If he makes his own cinematic universe, that'll be pretty sick. It's got to be good though. I don't want it to be like
Jordan.
Do it.
We're giving you ideas, bro.
He's probably already 10 steps ahead of us, man.
Yeah, he is. He's probably already like working on the next film, and I can't wait. Like, yeah. Even if it takes like another 2 years, I don't care. Like, it's worth the while. I love his films. Cool. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, okay, we critiqued it, so we're good.
Yeah. I mean, I can talk about Captain Marvel. I thought that was.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
what was your opinion on it?
It was good.
It's good.
It's like better than most Marvel movies,
okay.
but like it didn't wow me like the other ones.
It was, yeah, okay.
Infinity War didn't wow me. I don't think anything's gonna live up to Infinity War.
No, because I think. Did you think the CG on that?
A little bit was kind of weird,
yeah.
Like especially at the end, I was like, this is just too much in my face right now.
No,
it didn't look too real.
It didn't seem too polished, I think, and
because when they try to CG the humans like flying like that.
Yeah, but I mean, if they do some more wide shots, it looks more realistic rather than going close
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Because then it looks like a plastic doll.
Exactly.
Like, she looks like a plastic
Yeah,
doll.
yeah.
Especially, yeah, at the end, I agree with you. When she like was flying in the air and like following the ship, I'm like, bro, that looked really bad. Like,
I know.
like,
I don't like giant space battles, flying, things exploding. I don't like that. I like on the ground, kind of like choreograph stuff like that. Because I feel like the big ass fight scenes against like a big ass boss, it's kind of old. That's one thing I didn't like with the movie. But other than that, it was good. It was good. Captain Marvel was great. But the villain was great. Not the earlier villain who became
Jude Law?
the alien.
Oh, the alien guy. Oh, yeah.
I like his acting.
Yeah. I forget
He
his
did a
name.
good job.
I forget his name. But yeah, he was great. I liked him. Yeah, dude, those alien guys are funny.
I know, right? And then
He's like
Fury, dude.
Oh, and the freaking remember the cat?
Oh,
Goose?
yeah.
What would they call him? Like a flark?
I don't even know.
Or whatever?
Yeah.
Bruh,
Cat was dangerous.
that
Man.
cat was hella dangerous.
That's why I don't like cats.
I thought it was funny because he's like, that's not a cat, that's a flurkin. And then they're like, what's a flurkin? It's a cat.
I know.
Oh, it was funny. His character got funny, more progressive towards the end of the movie. Did you like see the twist happening or?
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I kind of caught that early on.
Yeah.
A lot of people I actually talked to caught that early on. Because the dude's talking to like one of the villains from another movie.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
okay, well, yeah, from Guardians. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
So you're just like,
And plus he has that face, man. He's got that
Villain face.
evil looking face. Yeah. I don't know, but it was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. It was like, I mean, I don't know what rating to give it because like Marvel movies are always going to be good for the most part. Yeah.
We talked about this last time.
I'll give it like I don't know, 8 out of 10. But I wouldn't watch it
You
again
give this
anytime
an
soon.
8 out of 10, but you don't give us 8 out of 10.
Because I'm rating us on a different level. Like I'm rating Marvel movies to other Marvel movies.
Okay.
Like
okay, all right.
If I'm rating it to us, I would choose us any day.
Okay,
It's much more engaging, much more exciting.
I'm just
Yeah, no, don't. Us is a lot better. All right, I'm just saying. I'm basing out the other ones.
Okay, sorry. I'm just looking at our time right here. Just letting you know. Sorry, we have our laptop station right here. So sorry. Yeah, little setup now. We're gonna get more props, by the way. Just letting you know. But okay, so my review for this movie, I would say, I mean, it was good overall. I just feel like the CG wasn't polished the best, and I don't know, like, I don't know if you felt this way too, but Brie Larson, like, she's good. She's a good actress, but I don't know if she like really fits like. I don't know. I just have this beef with her. Like, I don't have anything against her, anything like personally, but like I just feel like the character of Captain Marvel. I don't know if she really like fit it.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that too. Like
she's kind of, I don't know. I feel like she needed more emotion, and she felt like too robotic at some points for me. But
yeah, her character development wasn't like all there.
Yeah.
I don't even. The thing is, though, I don't know her backstory. I haven't read
Captain Marvel
comics, and the most I've played like video games with Captain Marvel in it, but other than that, I don't really know too much about it. So I kind of went in there with like a fresh mind, and it wasn't like too impressed with like the character, how she went from she's trying to find herself.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like an okay storyline to follow, but
yeah, and then I think the inspiration for the whole storyline of this, it's different from, if you think about it, like the elements of it, of every Marvel movie, and like how like Iron Man, for example, like his story.
Yeah, his story's badass,
story,
man.
Thor's story, and then like, Captain America's story, and etc., and everyone else's story. But like just the way the film is like cut and how they put it all together in their story, it's different from theirs. And they're trying to like, have you seen Memento?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of got that vibe of like her trying to discover herself. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, okay, for me, I'll give it an 8 too. It was okay. CG wasn't the greatest. I like Samuel L. Jackson the best, I feel like.
Yeah, he kind of made that.
Yeah,
he made the film, I think. He was
and the alien. I forget his name. I don't want to be wrong. Ben something.
No, you're wrong.
I'm wrong, right? Okay. I thought it was Ben. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
God. Okay.
All right. So
let's.
Recent news is over.
Yeah, recent news is over. But so now we're gonna talk about
What
fashion
I wanted.
industry.
Yeah.
And what we wanted to do in this whole time.
Just kidding. But Yeah, essentially.
Okay. We're only 15 minutes in. We're good.
Oh, really? Okay. So, some background on my experience in the urban streetwear and yours.
Yeah.
I used to have my own kind of urban clothing company,
Yeah.
really small. Just in college, someone got me into it, and I'm like, this is cool. I started designing for it, making the shirts, started learning more about the industry, and it fell out eventually because of multiple reasons, mainly just time-wise.
Yeah.
You can't really be a full-time student and you can, but it was hard for me to be that full-time student, have other responsibilities, and carry that clothing brand. I was trying to get big.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of one of the main reasons why it fell. But I do have a huge appreciation for the community, the production of like clothing, the marketing. And yeah, that's kind of like my background. I kind of want to talk about that because
Let's just give song a round of applause real quick.
that didn't deserve out of applause. That
We
was
have a
not bad.
soundboard, by the way, on my phone. We'll get it onto the laptop soon. I thought it'd be more people. I'm sorry, I just downloaded this app. Just excuse me. Okay, so my background on it, on the like clothing and just brands in general. So I've shot for a company called the Gold Gods, and I did product shots for them. I mainly just shot the jewelry, and boy, it's hard because especially if you don't have your own studio, it's hard to find like certain places, like especially like nice ones to like put the jewelry up against. And you gotta make sure everything is like in focus, and it's hard if you're like a one-man crew to like place it somewhere and make sure it's like perfectly placed, because product shots, like if you're shooting anything like product wise, like a phone, headphones, camera, whatever it may be, it has to look like pristine detail, because the customers need to see like those details and like, you know, how it looks overall and the color spectrum of it, and as well sometimes like if I would like, you know, mess up on like the chain or whatever, that was the most annoying part too.
Yeah,
because
I went
like,
with you on a shoot once. That was
yeah,
hella hard.
Dude, it was like it's kind of frustrating too, because you gotta make sure like everything has to be perfect, and you can't mess it up. Clothing is much easier because you can press it out, and like I bought my own like photo studio, and I bought my own lights, and I had like, you know, the sheet of paper and everything, so I just like laid the clothing on there, and it was just like made the job less stressful. So nice. Jewelry wise, it's a little bit harder, but as long as you like, if you have your own like studio and everything, then you're pretty much set to go. But if you're trying to get into like different environments, like outside and stuff like that, it's hard to control the lighting. You have to find places to put it, and you got to make sure the contrast looks nice between the colors and everything. So if you're trying to put like a piece of jewelry on a rock, and the rock's like a green and it doesn't look good with gold, like you got to find something else.
Yeah.
So I just think like, you know, one stipulation for me when I was shooting like back then, like, you know, a few years ago, it was a little bit harder for me because I didn't have access to their studio or anything. So that's just my background on it. I've only shot for like a couple.
You shoot models.
Yeah.
That's
So I've shot models with shoewear. I mean, that's easy. You just gotta make sure like, you know, the lint is off, and you gotta make sure it's pressed out and it looks good. And you gotta make sure like even like the background and everything, colors match.
Yeah.
So I mean, all in all, like make it aesthetic, make it clean, pristine.
Like the pictures you see in like Paxum.
Oh yeah,
the windows. Like that's the kind of stuff you've done.
Yeah. That's basically what I've done. So that's a little bit my background in brand and clothing and all that stuff. So now we're gonna move on to this question: is what makes a good brand? So the urban streetwear brands for customers, between customers and the consumer.
Yeah. So I mean, people like us.
Oh yeah.
I guess even our age, but like I think a lot of us go towards like the urban brands, like the big ones, like, you know, Nike, Adidas, and a lot of people that I know a lot of us, we like this streetwear. That's kind of like what defines kind of like who we are.
In our style.
Yeah, in our style, and especially for, you know, people like skaters and surfers, like cultures that I would like to connect myself with, and I feel like it takes, like, I always wonder, how do those brands get to that position of being so recognizable and so big, essentially, and so influential. So I don't know. That's pretty much what I want to talk about today. So I don't know. What do you think? What's your favorite kind of brand to go off of, and how do you?
My favorite brand right now is probably got to be Nike. I'm on that Nike train. But like, I've always loved Nike ever since I was a kid. I just think the way they market themselves and like how they've like, especially from, was it last year or was it this year? Last year when they did the one with Colin Kaepernick.
Oh yeah.
I feel like, you know, you can obviously see, like, not trying to get too political.
Controversy.
Yeah,
no,
you can just see whose side they're on, and
yeah.
like, you know, it's something I believe in. So if a brand believes in that too, and especially when they like make really nice stuff, and the collabs that they do too, I think is really cool. I don't know, I love Nike right now, and it's, you know, something that, you know, even though some of their shoes can be really expensive, I think they make really nice stuff quality wise, and just what they believe in. I just feel like it's good for the consumer to, you know, have the same beliefs to it. So it's like you're trying to get like the public as well. So
yeah,
I think that one makes a good brand too, because it's not everything. I mean, yeah, it can be corporate in the sense of like they're I mean, you know, bad controversy is good PR at the same time, because it, you know, gets more.
I think it was a smart decision.
Yeah, it was a smart decision, honestly. And the recent commercial that they had for women,
that was sick.
That was, dude,
that was
well
so
shot.
Cool, man.
Like Gillette needs like to get on their game, because that Gillette commercial is not the best. Just saying, like, you know, the way they told that story within like the minute that they had with the commercial is just like they just won the whole game, honestly.
I think that brings me to like one of the key points I want to talk about is like, as far as the urban clothing brands go.
Yeah.
I guess Nike is more athletic.
Oh yeah.
They have the urban side.
Yeah.
Nike SB, all that stuff. But is one thing that you mentioned earlier is what he talked about is the marketing.
Yeah.
I think clothing brand, especially for urban, the thing that makes it big is probably two main things: is the mission statement.
Yeah.
Kind of like why they're here, what they're gonna make. Nike has obvious one.
Oh yeah.
You know,
just
athletic wear, just do it. And then the marketing, how you gonna send that product and that message to the world, because this is one of the reasons my company kind of fell, is we base a lot of our like manpower, our time into the designs and production.
Yeah.
So we had all the shirts, we had designs, they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hats are pretty
I
cool.
Son had actually really nice designs, by the way. So
they're okay.
If anybody else is looking for a design, just
all right. Well, pretty much our problem was we didn't focus as much on the marketing. We had websites, we had Instagram, but it wasn't enough. We had to be on that 24/7, and we weren't. So the problem I find that, well, at least my company and a lot of other clothing companies that I see being come up like around, my friends always talk to me about, they fall because they don't remember the marketing and the mission statement, and that's a huge thing. Like, my company, we were like surf brand, but like the world didn't even like know that. Like, we had surf designs kind of, but what is our mission statement going to be? Just like, we like surf? That's not enough. That's not enough nowadays. Like, differentiate yourself to everyone. Because I used to think my designs, if they're cool enough, they'll bring in profit. And I've never been more wrong in my fucking life. All designs are cool. You can go to the like Target and find cool designs.
Yeah.
Like, they have a new thing called Urban Outwear.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You know, it's Target, but it's cool.
That's cool. Like, one thing about Target, they partner with like, you know, brands that they can distribute to. For what I found out, like smaller brands. Like, they find smaller brands that can like match them, and they get the opportunity to like, you know, showcase their stuff in the store, which is really cool.
It's like, so there's cool designs everywhere. There's no doubt about that. So no matter how cool your design is, there's always going to be the one that's cooler. No matter how cool your shirt is, there's going to be one that's better. The thing that makes your shirt better in the end is the message and marketing behind it. So that's one of the main things that I'm trying to get across.
That's why marketing is such a big ploy today.
Don't make the same mistake I did. Because if you're going to do your own thing.
Yeah. No, but like, I think you guys did well with what you had and how you know, for your longevity. But I mean, but it is hard to start a brand, like, because, you know, you have to think, because I don't know, I don't have experience with starting a brand, but
with this.
Okay, well, okay, all right. Besides this, this is a first timer, but like I'm amateur at this. I don't know how to, like, I'm saying clothing brand. Like, I don't know how to, like, you know, where do I get these shirts? How do I manufacture all this? And how, like, where am I gonna send this out? Because yeah, I don't know any of that. I know how to market certain things, but I don't know how to, like, you know, get, like, what kind of shirts are the nicest, and, like, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, that's important too. Quality,
yeah,
is really important.
Like if I was gonna own a brand, like, especially a clothing brand, a clothing brand, I would say, like, I would want really nice quality on my shirts, like whether it be stretch or
thick fit, cotton tri-blend.
Yeah.
I mean, all that
See, I
is.
don't even know shit like that.
It's all. That is all important. I think definitely you want to give the customer a good quality, and I would say that's probably the third factor between marketing, mission statement, and quality. I feel like that's everything, but and that was obviously more. But when I was doing it, quality was huge for me, and for me, clothing, especially urban, it's all in the detail.
Yeah.
Like, even though, like, this Hurley shirt, it's pretty simple design, you know, but this little tag down here.
It's their staple.
Yeah, it's like
staple.
that will differentiate, in my opinion, like a shirt you get at Target versus a shirt like an actual brand. They have that little statement, the logo. The details make it important. That's what really brings the quality up. That's why an Obey shirt with a tiny ass Obey logo here, just nothing else, will cost $35 instead of, like, it's gonna not be here. It costs like what, $10 less than that to make. So yeah, I feel like that was one of the main reasons that makes a good brand. I mean, I can go into it a little more, but we can go into kind of like the next topic here.
All right, we're gonna transition now to high fashion.
Well, it's like I don't know much about the high fashion, like the whole.
I pay attention to it, but I don't wear it.
I can't afford to wear any of that.
I can't.
I go to a South Coast Plaza and I feel like a homeless person.
Yeah, same. No, same, dude. Like, high fashion to me, I think it's cool. It's cool to look at. I don't think, like, personally, this is just my opinion. I don't think I would want to, like, go out and buy, like, a Louis Vuitton, like, bag or anything, or even, like, their shoes. Prada shoes. No, thank you. Balenciaga. That shit's ugly. No offense. But, like, I don't know, like, this whole, like, sneaker game, like, especially for, I pay attention to more sneaker rather than, like, you know, clothing wise, but sneaker game, I think it's just crazy how people just can pay, like, absurd amount of money just for, like, shoes that, you know, you're gonna get dirty.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, high fashion nowadays, I feel like it's more of a demand, because I think, you know, you have this, like, oh shit, the guy has Louis Vuitton, he's got to be rich. It's a statement.
Yeah,
right? But then again, like, you know, some of these hypebeast kids or whatever, they're probably just getting it from their parents.
Yeah.
Like, you're just getting daddy's money, no offense. But I mean,
I don't like the high fashion community that much. Like, if I become, like, a millionaire and I'm rich as hell, I'm still gonna wear my favorite brand, Hurley. I'm still gonna wear Obey. I mean, maybe not even Obey. I don't even wear that much, because I think that's getting in the high fashion level. Because that's just expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I'll stick to my natural, simple kind of, like, fashion. I'll still be wearing Vans, even if I'm, like, a multi-millionaire. I don't know. I just never really like that. I see the appeal. Like, you want to show people that you got your shit together.
Yeah.
But it's not for me, you know? I'm not one to, like, boast that much. So I won't be buying, like, Gucci slides. I feel like that's such a waste of money. And the Adidas ones are so much better. They're so much more comfortable.
Yeah, and, like, some of the Gucci wear, and, like, do you remember? Oh man, there was a clothing brand, a high fashion brand that put a shirt and then a collared shirt attached to it. Did you see that?
No, but that sounds disgusting.
Oh my god, dude! And it was like $1,000. I'm like,
Jesus Christ,
bro.
Yeah, that ain't
I don't know
right.
which brand it was. I don't know if it was Prada, Gucci, or whatever. But I remember seeing that. That was like, I think it was last year that it happened. But that was just stupid. Like, some of the stuff that's in high fashion.
Yeah, another thing, it just looks weird. It looks
Yeah,
bad.
It just, like, oh, I want an oversized coat that makes me look like I'm a fucking midget inside of a big ass coat. No.
Yeah, it don't look right. I don't know. Maybe. Well, this can segue into the next kind of, like, the hypebeast culture.
The hypebeast culture.
I'm not fully integrated in this culture. You know me. I'm just surfer dude.
Yeah.
Really close.
I know.
I feel like you know more about it than I do. can you tell me like is the hype beast culture? I know it's like Obey Supreme. Would you say that is more towards high fashion or more towards like
it's
urban
gotten to that
streetwear?
point. It's gotten to that point to that high fashion because if you see like for the general public to like the celebrity, if the celebrity's wearing it, and especially like rappers and stuff, like that's considered high fashion nowadays. I feel like if you see like for example like you see, I don't know, I want to give a rapper that you know, Chance the Rapper, for example. You see him wearing Supreme or whatever, like that'll be a statement like, oh shit, like the kids will look at it, then there's gonna be a higher market demand for that. Then that'll give Supreme the advantage. And they've been, I don't know how long, I don't know the whole like the whole origin of Supreme, but I know they've been around for a while. It's just a long time. But like, I don't know, for like, I just feel like this whole high fashion and like the streetwear of it, like Off-White and all these different brands that have come up like recent years. I feel like when I was a kid, I never even knew what Supreme was. Like, especially,
I didn't either.
I think it just depends where you grow up too. But we grew up in like a suburb, so for us, like it was Vans, Hurley, like and all like the surf and skatewear brand. Because I was into skating, so I wore like, you know, Vans, Volcom I liked. Hurley and, you know, all that different type of streetwear brand, but I don't know.
Back in the day, hypebeast wasn't really a thing.
It wasn't a thing because
not until like we got into like early high school, late high school.
Late high school was, but like you didn't really see a lot of our friends or like even our peers in high school like wear.
Yeah, mostly when I got. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I think it's because I don't know how old this culture is, the hypebeast culture.
I feel like it's kind of new.
I feel like it is, but
I want to say.
I don't want to bash on it.
I want to say like 2014 is when like the hypebeast like whole thing or like that word came about. So
yeah,
because I don't even know, like, you know, the brand, like not the brand, the media company Hypebeast. Yeah. I don't know how long they've been around.
They kicked it off, I guess. I don't know.
But
honestly. I mean, do you think it's worth it? Do you think?
Because I've had my fair share of like wanting like a Palace shirt or like wanting a Supreme shirt, and I have a Supreme shirt, but I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of like it's gotten to the point where it's just like oversaturated and overrated. I don't know. I just don't think it's worth buying like a $100 shirt.
I completely agree. And like you said earlier, it is just a statement. Not only do I not have the money for that statement, but I don't know if I want to make that statement. I feel like it's kind of boasting.
I'm pretty sure you can find the same quality material shirt that Supreme has within like a brand that's like a smaller street brand that has just as cool designs as them.
Oh yeah, no,
for
I
like
completely
$30
agree.
rather than buying like $100 shirt.
I'm
it's
not
just crazy, dude.
I won't deny that Supreme, Obey, they have wearing their clothes, wearing this Obey hat.
Yeah,
feels good. Like, I go out, I'm like, look at this shoes. It's Obey.
It's the
like,
brand.
Yeah.
Obey.
But at the same time, I have to humble myself because I don't want to be that guy who has to like wear really expensive clothes to like kind of, you know, flex on people.
Yeah, and fit
I'm not.
into this
Yeah,
culture,
I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I do see the appeal. No doubt, I see the appeal, but I don't think it's for me. I don't know if I want it to die out because, you know, I like people are millennials, even people younger than us getting into like that, having a community for themselves, as long as the community is not negative. Because a lot of times, like, I feel like half the time everyone's just kind of like trying to flex on each other, and that's kind of mean. Like, just be as one, you know? Like, if you're not wearing Supreme, what the fuck are you? Like, chill, bro.
No, yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of that has stemmed from, I feel like hip hop nowadays, because hip hop's like, you know, #1 genre, and I feel like a lot of, you know, kids that are younger than us too, they look up to these like, you know, icons to them, and they see them wearing all this stuff, and they see their friends, and it's just, and yes, it does depend where you grow up, because like if you like, we grew up in SoCal, so we're SoCal boys. But if you grow up in LA, that's different, because then you have access and you see everybody, and you can see like Beverly Hills community, you can see like the hills and all that shit.
Definitely the cityscape is where the hypebeast thrives.
Oh yeah, and you can see like, you know, posters of Supreme and like all that shit like there. And you have like, you know, Foot Locker and all those different type of, and Stadium Goods and all those like different types of stores that are not here in OC. so we don't get to see that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and sneakers, like you said, with the Foot Locker.
yeah,
That has changed since I was a kid. And like, I mean,
yeah, dude, Foot Locker has like changed.
I'm not a sneakerhead,
yeah,
but I know some, and holy shit, man! Like the amount of money invested into shoes is on a whole nother level. I didn't even like realize was possible. I mean, I'm gonna stick to like my freaking Vans all day, ever since I was a kid, you know. So that again doesn't appeal to me as much, like those crazy ass like Jordans and like.
Yeah. I think the Off-White sneakers are actually kind of cool. I thought the collab between Nike and Off-White, I thought they were pretty cool.
No, they're cool, no doubt.
I mean, I know it says like Air Max, or it just says Air, like, you know.
Yeah, no, those are cool.
Yeah, and then it has like the little tab on it and shit. I thought those were just pretty neat collabs, but I just think the price for it is kind of insane.
Yeah, it's just the price point. Like, and at the same time, how many shoes does one person really need? It's like more of a collector than like actual clothing.
Yeah.
You know.
But then okay, sorry to
no, go ahead.
But like going into like the collector thing, like think about people who like just collect like, you know, figurines.
Yeah, sure. I guess that's kind of like on the same level.
Yeah.
I mean,
people probably think it's like, oh my god, that's absurd to have like 100 pair of shoes. But then like, what if your other friend is like, he collects like all this Marvel figurines and stuff like that.
Yeah,
these action figures and shit.
That's true. It's not much difference other than the fact that you get to wear a shoe you can't wear action figures. So I don't know. Again, not a part of that community. I don't have awesome shoes or the money to buy awesome shoes.
No, I mean,
there was a time I was close to like really getting into the shoe because my girlfriend used to work for Nike and she had that discount.
Yeah. So
and I was like, dude, these shoes are sick. Even like the ones on like the hash wall.
Yeah.
Like even I thought were super sick. But then like after a while I was like, you know what? I don't need these shoes because I have a whole bunch of shoes now I don't even wear from Nike, and it makes me sad. I'm like, I don't have time for this or money. So I don't know. It's a cool community, but I don't think I'll ever be part of it. Like I said, I'm a simple guy.
Yeah. So in general, we're not really hype beasts, as you can tell.
Yeah. But we're talking about it. So.
We're talking about it because, you know,
it's unbiased. I would say
it's unbiased because
I have respect for the community.
It's cool. I mean, honestly, like, you know, if you want to hustle and like, you know, resell your stuff, go for it because you can make money that way.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a kid. Like kids can just get into this, and it helps them learn. Like, there's an app called StockX. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they resell like that high fashion stuff. So like if you have like Yeezy, for example, and like, you know, you have Yeezys that they're Yeezy 350 V2s. You can sell those for $1,000 probably.
Damn.
Yeah. As long as they're in like pristine condition. It just depends on like which demand and the rarity of it. It's just like having like those rare like Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah.
You just want to trade those or like you want to sell those for a certain amount of money, go for it. And there's market for that, so I don't think it'll die out.
No, I don't
think it will, because there's always gonna like those brands are gonna be, because I mean like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and all that stuff, like they've been around for like ages now. Yeah. So like, I don't think they'll be going anytime soon. So
I just hope it doesn't evolve to a point where like it's almost unattainable, because I can't afford Gucci stuff, you know, even if I like really wanted to, and I want the community to stay where it's at now, kind of like people like us. You know? I don't want it to be like older rich people only kind of thing. Then I don't think it'll overcome to that, but I want it to kind of like stay where it is right now, where I can kind of like our friends are kind of hype beasts. Yeah. So they're cool still, you know. I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to get to a snobby point in life where like, you know, like rich white people where like I don't want to get that. Not gonna get there, I don't think, but that's mine.
People, seriously.
I know, man. All right. So, we go next one or next topic? I think we kind of touched on these other topics.
We did.
One of the ones I actually wanted to, if we got time.
Yeah, we're good. Like 40 minutes.
Is pretty much how you got all these gigantic companies like Nike, Supreme, Adidas, the hypebeast ones, Adidas. Do you think it's possible for someone to start out and get to that level again, or do you think it's already been monopolized by some of these gigantic brands? Nike's never going away. No, Adidas is never going away.
They got too much money.
I mean, they're more on the athletic side, but let's say
like just
Obey, Supreme.
Yeah, just streetwear brands in general.
Yeah, like us versus them. Well, us versus them is kind of on the low end now. But like Stussy.
Yeah, Stussy. okay, I see where you're getting at, but
Do you think it's possible for someone to come back up? And
Oh.
I mean, I got my thoughts on this, but I'm gonna ask you first. Like for someone like me,
Yeah.
or like just like a friend to like come up with like a clothing brand,
oh,
market it
okay,
well,
that's what
market
you're
it
saying. I
well.
thought you were saying like a brand that's been like kind of dead but then comes back up kind of thing. But no, you're
So
saying
like
to,
brand new,
to start
like from
like, to
scratch.
start.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. It just depends. Like, I think you just have to market yourself really well because the market for all this stuff, I'm just going to say it's oversaturated. Like, all of this stuff, like Supreme, all these big brands, I feel like they're so accessible now that it's come to a point where it's just oversaturated. I could see, like, even the hypebeast community and like just the people who collect, you know, these high fashion brands, it's come to the point where the rarity isn't there anymore. Even with Yeezys, like Yeezys back then when they had the first like 350s, I didn't even know where to get those. Nowadays, all these apps are coming up and like I feel like it's just really accessible. So that's where it's become oversaturated and all these kids are wearing it. And I feel like people that I know work at Bape, they can say like, you know, all these little kids and are getting it and it's more accessible to more people. Basically.
So do you think it's they're looking for something new, or is it like too saturated? I don't know.
I think you still can, but I just think the marketing has to be there. Like people have to know, and and honestly, for me, when I look at a brand, like I gotta make sure this design looks dope. Like both males and females can wear it, or you can have like a line for females and males, just so it can relate to everybody. And something that just like is also simple, sick design, and the marketing is there. Other than that, then your brand's dead.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much.
Quality has to be there, marketing and all that stuff. That's what I think about. I think it's still possible, but it's just super hard. Especially for like it's even being a creative in general. Like just to relate that, there's so many people and there's so many people wanting to start brands and shit. Like it's hard to get your name out there.
It has to be a full-time job.
Yeah, and it has to be a full-time job.
Like I said earlier, the reason mine failed was I didn't have the time for it. You have to go in every day.
Yeah.
And it's like not even like 9 to 5, like fucking 24/7.
Yeah.
You gotta be on
25/8.
it. Yeah. So I think you mentioned something how you kind of what you search for when you buy. What do you look for? Do you look for design or is it brand based? Cause I don't know where you shop.
No, honestly, like I mean I try to find stuff on Instagram. There's this brand that I really like right now. It's called Hypeland. He's based out in LA and his name is Jordan. He's actually the founder. I really love his come up and like where he's come from. I don't know too much about him, but I like his brand because I like his designs. I just like, and I have one of his shirts and I have like a little what are those like overstrap.
Oh, cool.
Shit. I got it for Coachella, but other than that, like I don't know, I like his design because it's like it has like these H's and it forms like a triangle. I just think the design's cool. So okay. For me, like I look into a brand, like I just gotta think the design looks sick.
So
honestly.
Also, does this guy you're talking about, is he more in like I feel like, I don't know him.
Yeah.
So is he at the smaller end of kind of the
Yeah,
industry?
he's a smaller end. He's got like his brand has I think 56,000 followers.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure he has a strong community of people who buy his stuff, and he's upgraded recently. And now I don't know if you know the anime show Bleach.
Yeah.
He's had 2 collabs with them. Like
sick.
the actual show. I'm like, damn, that's pretty good.
That's really good.
And he goes to like all those what's that? There's conventions for this. I went to one and I totally forget. It was in Long Beach. Not Complex Con.
I went to Complex Con. That was cool.
I forget. Anyways, it was like Complex Con, but you can like brands and like even smaller brands, they can showcase their stuff. Just it's another way to market because then there's different hype beasts there and there's different people there and they can go around and like check out the clothing. And they also make like it's cool because you can make like just for example hype like this brand Hypeland X Complex Con, so you can make like one like shirts and long sleeves and like pants specifically for Complex Con, so it's rare. So then if you announce it, then it's like you have that collab, and then you got to think about like the consumer of like the people who are hype beasts because they're looking for that rare stuff. So then it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna see this guy's stuff, and if I like the design, then I'll just cop it.
That's cool.
Then it's like one of one basically,
yeah.
or one of like the people who got it, but then he's not gonna resell it after that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you're looking for like So for us, you like design.
Yep.
And you like creator.
Yeah,
right?
and I like who's behind the brand.
Right.
If I met them before, yeah.
That's kind of like how I see things because I'm huge. I like Hurley.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like their brand, and honestly, I've gotten to the point now where I go to the Hurley store and I'll just buy a shirt even if I don't care.
You don't need it, but
yeah, if I don't need it, because designs like they're all cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
Some are cooler than others, but like I'll wear it no matter what because I like the brand so much. It's kind of how I buy things.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's, like I said earlier, the most important thing is the mission statement because I love the mission statement of Hurley and the creators of it.
Mm-hmm.
And not only just Hurley, like a lot of skate brands like, Primitive, the other one that I can't think of right now. But they'll have the same mission statement, which is like, kind of for the skating one, it's just like skate for life, you know?
Yeah.
And I like that. It's like just so simple and I can get behind the design. And I feel like we have the same ideas when it comes to shopping. And I feel like that makes a lot of sense. But the main thing about the marketing is obviously to express your mission statement about the brand. And the best brands that do this have the best photography and the best video and just overall commercial for their marketing campaigns. I mean, people really underestimate the power of like photography because if you're trying to sell something and your photos are shit, it ain't gonna sell like at all. Like when you're shopping for like I was looking at places, to live and stuff and like trying to rent stuff out. The photos sucked. It immediately I did not want to buy that place. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to be there because the photos are crap, But then like if something has good lighting, the amount of importance that photography has in marketing is unparalleled. Like I think it's just especially in clothing. So I mean you shot models and you make it look good.
Yeah.
So would you say a lot of people know that the importance of photography in marketing or?
Well, I wanted to preface this because I've seen like really small brands too like that try to follow me and I try to look into their work. And sometimes you can really tell like they're just trying to like put out their stuff and like they're thinking about quantity over the quality. So like they're trying to post a lot, but then their photos are like ass.
I know what you mean. Like they follow you trying to get a follow back and you look at them like it's a shit.
Oh man, nah, it's all good. Or they try to just find like different photographers to like maybe hit up potentially.
Yeah, that's a word.
But I've seen certain brands because there's websites where you can get like those mock-ups.
Oh yeah.
Of those shirts, and they just put their brand on.
Yeah. I don't really like that much.
But then they don't know how to like export the photo, and it looks really like because. Even when I try to post a photo on Instagram, by the way, fuck Instagram because they always reduce the quality, even for the video too.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I know. But other than that, like if you export the photo really bad off a website and then you try to post it, it's gonna look really crinkly.
Yep.
And then plus it's just like a shirt. Like why would I want to buy your shirt that's probably like really low quality fabric and at the same time you just stamped your logo on the the chest part, like
I mean that's not enough.
No,
that's not even enough. You need to have at least some sort of like as far as photography you can't just have a picture of the shirt. I mean for your website but if you're marketing like you need to have a person. You need to have them being either happy or sad or serious or whatever.
Cool or like whatever.
That's just like photography 101 when it comes to marketing.
And honestly I think
a lot of brands don't know.
It just depends on the person, but like I do look at like how the design looks because I really am into that stuff. Like,
same.
Like, have you heard of Barbell Brigade?
I have not.
They're an athletic brand, but they got a really cool design. They got BB, and the way the typography for the B is just really appealing to me. So I'll go out and buy it.
Cool.
Like, screw it. Even though it's like $40 to $50 for like a shirt, but it's like athletic wear, so it's gotta have like that dry fit.
Yeah, well, that's Nike's brand, but it's
not the dry fit, but like the I don't know how to what type of fabric it's called. Like it's like nylon.
I don't know, man. I've never gotten to the athletic wear, so I've always stuck to the.
But it just feels good. It's like a nice soft feeling shirt and it's breathable. So, I don't know. I think that stuff is prominent and like yes. The video promos too, like honestly, they have to look really nice. Like you can't just half-ass it.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching a few vlogs on how people shoot the video side of fashion, and it's really, like, I don't know how to say. It's really unique because like it's not your typical like film student like shoot this way, this way. There's really no rules. It's just the bottom line. You make it look cool.
Yeah.
You don't want to like
Make it look like
have a bunch of shitty ass effects on it. I've seen something like that where like they try to do like a shit ton of effects and like warp stabilize the shit out of the shot, and it's just like all wonky. I'm like, this is not good. But there's like a lot of brands that make it look really like kind of. It's like a whole new style of video. I didn't even like think about.
Yeah.
Because I did a little video promo for my old clothing brand. It was pretty cool. I just had like couple shots of my clothes, people models wearing. We're at the beach. It's like kind of slow mo, really cool shots. But it was nothing compared to what's nowadays. Like, it's just really impressive how the video side of kind of like is getting more prominent as the photography side is.
Yeah.
I feel like when you send, because when I used to send my, I distribute my clothing. I had a what's it called, lookbook.
Yeah.
With all the stuff I shot, like models, stuff. This is what a product is, what it's made of. MSRP, all that stuff. So I try to like send that to people, and I just kind of having a video would just make it so much easier than like an actual like lookbook. I mean,
because I'll just kind of preface that too or relate to that as well because that video promo can be for that lookbook too.
Yeah.
Like people to go to your site, like for Paxson for example, when they did like the Fear of God essentials, like where he made the essentials where. Oh yeah, Fear of God is also like a big street brand if you heard of them.
Yeah, no.
Remember when they did the Vans collab?
How long ago was that?
That was like, I think it's like maybe 3 years old now. It was a while ago. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting off track. Okay, what I was gonna say was like when they did, I think Paxson, like the way they shoot their stuff aesthetically and like how they put like they layered the design with the photo, it looks really cool. And like they did a few video promos for the Essential collab that they did with Jeremy Lorenzo. Oh my god, dude, I'm sorry, I'm burping. I'm burping.
It's all good.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool because it made me want to go to their site and check out their stuff, even though it's really like a simple brand. It just says like, you know, a pastel kind of shirt and then it just says Essentials. But I don't think it's cool. Like the best design, but
well, like you said,
the price.
The design isn't really the important part. It's the statement behind it.
Yeah. That's true. So, I think his statement behind it was like he was trying to make he's trying to make something that's like really dope, but also for people that can't afford his stuff, like his high fashion brand Fear of God. So he tried to create like this collab with Paxson since they're more like a, you know, middle class kind of brand. Even though they sell like, you know, Champion and like Calvin Klein stuff. You know, it's crazy. I want to talk about Champion too, like how it kind of came from being sold in Walmart and now it's like
I know, right? That's really interesting.
Crazy?
I think earlier this podcast you talked about how like you can revive kind of like a dead brand. I think that is possible with the right kind of turnaround, like how Champion. I don't know Champion too much. You can talk about that in a sec, but Fila, you know that brand. Fila.
Wait, Fila.
I have no idea.
Tell us in the comments.
But pretty much, like I remember that brand when I was a kid. It was like the dad shoes.
It was, dude, and now like girls are wearing those.
Yeah,
like
now it's like an Urban Outfitter.
Yeah,
and I think it's because they changed their mission statement to be more like less kind of like older people, athletic wear to more like
appealing
we're gonna
to our
urban, and I feel like that was such a smart move by them because I wanted to buy it. It looked freaking sick.
Yeah, even with Champion stuff too. I don't own it. Well, I own like a hoodie that's Champion, but it's from a university, by the way. Cool. Yeah. All right. Anyways, and then Fullerton has Champion stuff too. Technically, they do the jackets. Yeah. But I think the way they revive themselves is by I think the collabs. I might be wrong on that, but I think it's the right marketing move because you think like, oh, Champion, like they came out of. I honestly like when they started coming up like again, I thought that was just really random, and all of a sudden now like kids just wear Champion stuff, and it's like, oh, that's normal now. Yeah.
I think it's cool. The collabs are huge because like if a company like Champion back in the day collabs with some, I don't even know who they collab with, but let's say, I don't know, some cool skate brand.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like, it's a risk for both, mostly for the skate brand, I would think.
Yeah.
To have them with like
A different brand. Yeah.
But I think for the Champion brand, it's like huge to see people like you. Basically, it's like a huge statement to change your entire like outlook on who your demographic is for your brand. You're basically changing the demographic. That's what the whole point is. And I don't think that's easy to do, but when it's pulled off, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And going back to like, I guess video shoots and stuff like that. I think like it's really changed because of social media. Like social media, I think it's given a lot of different people access to a lot of other people, because that's why I said like, is it possible to start a brand? Yes. Is it really hard? Also, yes. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's really cool. I feel like there's a lot of more videographers trying to go towards like product branding because you can get more. There's more of a market for it now.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know. I would like to go into that. It would be cool. I would like. My dream used to be to have my own clothing brand, and that's why I kind of partnered with in college to try to get it started.
Yeah.
But like I said, I underestimated it. It's such a huge beast to tackle, and to get to the level is like, I don't even know. I don't want to say it's not possible. Like you said, it's really hard.
Yeah.
But you definitely have to be different, diligent, different.
Yeah.
Like, I got my ideas for if I ever want to do it again. I ain't gonna say it here. I want anyone to steal my ideas. I'm just kidding. But I think video is huge for like, not just for commercials. Like commercials is obvious. Like Nike, they make good ass commercials, but you don't see the lower brands, like lower skate brands, like Primitive Girl or like even Vans.
Yeah.
Like you don't see them having like commercials on TV. So when they turn to video, it's kind of like, I would say it's a bigger deal. Like you go in a Vans store, you kind of see them skate videos in the background.
Yeah.
Like those are sick. You know, it's like a commercial within the store, but like nowadays, like you said, with the social media, with the Facebook, it can be online. That's their commercial right there. It doesn't need to be on TV. First off, who fucking watches TV anymore?
No.
Right? No one. All
We're
right?
streaming now. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's huge. I think video is like bigger now and will get bigger for clothing, like than any other time in history. I got one more thing.
Okay.
So as far as starting the brand, the clothing brand, whether it's you're trying to get to the high fashion level or trying to just get to like the urban street level or hype beast, kind of like in between, I think one thing that does separate you from the competition, I don't want to say gimmick, but it's kind of like you can't just make clothes. Like you can't just make t-shirts, hats. I mean, it'll put you above the rest. Everyone starts out with t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like that's the easiest thing to make. And yeah, you should start out that way, but if you want to get anywhere, you got to have like at least a first line of product. Because when I started mine, I had, I think like 2 t-shirts, 2 raglan tees, 1 crew neck, 1 hat. No, 2 hats. That was it. That was a lot. That was too much for us to handle at the time. We invested a lot of money in that, and like I said, in the production, not the marketing. That's why we failed. We did end up breaking even. That's when we just cut it
that's
off
good.
from there.
That's good.
So it wasn't huge. It was more of like an experience learning for me, which is what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think, if you want to get to the level of, like, I don't know, surf brands like Vissla, Ruka, you have to make wetsuits. Like for that, because that's their thing. They make wetsuits.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Ruka, I don't know if they make full wetsuits. They might make spring suits, but like Hurley wetsuits, Vissla wetsuits, that's like their thing, other than the t-shirts and the clothes, and that's what they're doing. Like, and then other surf brands like Catch Surf, they like monetize the beater board, which is basically just like a foam board that's short and really cool. It makes the foam board cool, and foam boards aren't cool.
Yeah.
So like that's their thing, you know. And then for skate brands, it's the skateboards. They manufacture skateboards. Like you can't be a skate brand and have skateboards, you know? I mean, Nike SB maybe, but they're on another level.
Yeah.
Most skate brands have the boards to go with the clothing. So I feel like if you really want to get, this is just my 2 cents, it may not even be a good tip, but you have to have something else besides your clothes. You can start out with that, but you need to have like something else.
Like an accessory kind of
Yeah.
thing. Good. I mean,
Just to build your name, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, Stussy was a surf brand. Like they start out making surfboards, and like I mean they don't anymore.
No, they don't.
because they're in a whole different demographic now. But that's kind of what they're. I'm sure that no doubt that helped them get to where they are today. So that's what I feel like when it comes to clothing and like having something extra. I don't know if you want to say anything about that.
no, I was gonna say like having something else rather than your clothing. For example, like, do you remember when Supreme came out with the brick? Like the brick, like a Supreme brick.
Yeah.
You know how absurd that was,
That
but
was so crazy.
do you see how it captured attention though?
Yeah, people bought that.
So
shit.
people bought that shit because it was like it's a rare item, and it's just like, but it's also, it separates them from like having clothes, jackets, and all like long sleeves and all that stuff. So you also have like these random accessories. Now they do it. They actually have like skateboards. They had like they had a bicycle. They had like this angel piece that was cost like $4,000.
Jesus.
I know.
That's
it was
crazy.
insane. It's insane, and it just says it has like Supreme, the logo on it, and that's just absurd. But it like, I think it's what they're doing.
It mixes it up.
Yeah, it mixes it up.
Differentiates you from the competition.
And they even sold like probably like erasers or pencils for it. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
well, they can slap their brand or anything.
yeah, honestly they
Fucking
can. Well,
worth
they got to that
millions.
point. Yeah, they got to that point. But yeah, I totally agree with that. It's cool to have like different things for your brand. I don't know personally because I never really started a clothing brand, but like it would be cool to like see like your maybe a design on a bag too.
Yeah.
Just to kind of,
And
as long as that like that it relates to your, you know.
It has to in line with your mission
Yes,
statement.
exactly. Yeah.
And then another thing, you got me thinking. It doesn't actually have to be another physical item that your clothing company or your company is based off of. Like YouTube channels, they have clothing wear for their channels, their merchandise, right? So, like, I'm not gonna say these merchandise are on the same level as like skate brands or surf brands, or not even close to like Obey or
No.
Stussy.
They
They're
don't-
not.
they
They're
probably
not
don't
like
do
that.
numbers like them.
The thing with the YouTube, I see, because their main thing is the channel, not the clothing.
Yeah.
That's kind of a different area. But say like, I don't know if you know, YouTuber and now awesome filmmaker and scriptwriter Olin Rogers.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, he was like my idol for a long time because
know.
he had the YouTube channel. He was funny.
Yeah.
He was good. He
You're the one who showed
genuinely
me.
humble. Yeah. And he had the clothing brand, and his clothing brand wasn't a branch off from his YouTube, but essentially they kind of coincided together on the same level of importance of his YouTube channel and his clothing. So they were like, it's not like, hey, buy my merch. It's like, hey, I also have this other clothing brand.
Yeah.
That kind of links to like, there's like,
Yeah.
you know, I think that is like really a perfect example of how you don't necessarily need to have like a physical thing you can slap your brand on other than the clothing.
Yeah.
You can have a whole nother kind of branch of your brand into another media outlet, such as podcasts, YouTube channel, stuff like that. I think that's just genius. So.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like, oh yeah, speaking of Olin Rogers, just like how he came from like, you know, just making those funny videos, right? Then he created his brand, and then from there on, he like, remember he opened like that soda parlor.
Yeah.
And where does he live? Like in
Georgia.
Georgia. Yeah. So, and then now he's like doing a whole like TV show.
Yeah,
on
he has
TBS.
a TBS,
Yeah.
and it's good.
Yeah,
I think
I like
that
it.
renewed. Is it second season already out?
Yeah. So well, I think he's still in development for the second season. Like it's coming, but it's just come out this year.
He's like on another level.
yeah.
He's like
And-
my idol right now
and
because he's so cool.
Yeah, he's like a really genuine person, and his brand and everything like that, and his designs are really nice.
Yeah, they're
like,
good.
The quality, you can tell, you know, how he does the lookbooks and like the quality of his stuff. Like you can tell it looks really good.
Yep.
Like he puts his all not into his videos and his script writing and all that stuff and his voice acting, but like also into his brand and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Like I said, it's not a secondary thing. And he made videos for it like way back in the day before he got big. He was on that video train. Like I remember watching his
He still isn't
promos.
that big though. Like
I know.
He had a couple viral videos, but like.
Well, his YouTube channel it doesn't get that high.
Yeah,
but
it
I think
doesn't
he
get-
deserves it, man.
yeah.
Like this guy is on like,
Yeah, on different
he's
level.
he's
Yeah,
freaking
different
awesome.
level.
Olin Rogers, I love you so much. But yeah, he's a perfect
Shout out to you,
example.
man. It was a Ghost in the Stalls.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the first
That was
video
so
you showed
funny.
me. Dude, that guy's so funny. Okay, I wanted to stay on this just a little bit because have you heard of Justin Escalona?
I have not.
Okay, well
Tell me.
Wait, I'm just gonna hold on. I'm gonna show you where he's kind of been, and like how he's kind of got into that. He was a YouTuber, but he went from that to starting his own brand called 1340 Collective, and I think like how he markets his stuff.
Whoa.
And he's on this because he's also a filmmaker. He goes to USC, but he's built this brand from, like, that was his dorm room number, 1340.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's like, I'm gonna just call it 1340 Collective, and he did, and he's gotten to like this point where he's like, I mean, he mainly sticks like neutral black and white colors for his stuff, but I think his designs are like pretty cool. Like, it's just very simple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's got better. You can't really see some of these, but
that's cool.
Yeah. So and he's a really good, like, you know, he's got help from his girlfriend. She's a photographer, and then he also like does a lot of the video marketing for it. So and he collabs with like different little artists and stuff like that. And I guess he was like showing the creative video. But yeah, I think it's cool. Like, you know, rather than like seeing some YouTubers, like, for example, like, just I don't hate PewDiePie, but just saying like PewDiePie, like, he just slaps his name onto his merch.
Yeah.
Just say. Like,
I don't think that's cool.
Yeah,
really,
but
in
like,
my opinion.
but I think it's cool. Like Olin Rogers and like Justin, for example, they both kind of made their brand though. Like it's separate from their name.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And it's something that they wanted to create and make, like, you know, really cool outfits for people that also like them as a creator. So I just think it's really cool, like, you know, rather than slapping my name, like just Curtis Peak on a shirt, just for example, I'd rather create something that like also means something to me, mission statement, and then like with a cool design.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. It gives you more inclined to buy it. I don't want to buy a shirt with just someone's name on it. I'm like,
I mean, unless you're a super fan, don't get me wrong. Like, go ahead, go buy it. It's cool. Go for it. But like, like something like 1340 Collective or like Olin Rogers brand, like that's something more what I would like be inclined to buy rather than just like.
And in the long run, it'll succeed longer. Yeah, no. In the long run, it'll definitely succeed and just be more. You get more respect from not only the consumer, but I think from competitors as well. If you have that, I mean, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. All right.
I mean, that was a lot. We talked a lot about fashion there.
Yeah, we
did. About clothing.
We did talk a lot. Yeah, we can cap, honestly. We're at 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Damn.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
anything else?
Not really. I mean, if you're thinking about starting your own clothing brand, just make sure you research not just your own, not just the production, but every other brand. Yeah. I remember I would just go to PacSun and look at their brand list and just go to each one and go to each one of their websites and like look at what they do, what their mission statement was. I don't know. I got really into it when I was like back in the day. Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons why I want to get into it again, because it was one of the few things I actually enjoyed doing, even though it was stressful. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
But it's something you love to do.
Definitely, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for who are listening and also viewing this podcast on our YouTube channel.
Every 2 people out there.
Every 2 people. Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3, maybe 4. Who knows? But now we're pretty much on all streaming platforms. We're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, even Google Podcasts we got into. Yeah, I know.
I don't even
so,
know
like, hey, man, if you have an Android and you got Google Podcasts, just listen to us, man. We're going to be on there. And if you have the Anchor app, you can listen to us on Anchor as well. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching. And you can follow us on Instagram at Curtis Peak and then
Capri Sun,
SANH.
Yep. We can actually, this is a video, so we can just link it right here.
We're going to link it right below, actually. Yeah. You know what? Sorry. You can link it right below. You see it all there. And we are the VHS Podcast, by the way, on Instagram as well if you want to follow us. And until next time. Peace.
See you.